are speaking.
Before they speak to you, what does it feel like? Is it like hurt? Is it pain?
Yeah, it's like a pressure. It's like they're trying to get out. It's like they're pushing. It's like perhaps I'm growing some sort of horns. Like horns are starting to come out of my head. It's quite horrifying. It's quite awful.
I don't want it.
It's quite awful, and they're telling me that our next guest is an old friend. It's Sarah from Eroticasaurus. Welcome to hell.
Hello. Thank you. Hi. Hello, Vincent.
Hello. So wonderful to see you.
Hello, dog person.
It's so nice to see you too, Warren.
Okay, Warren. Right.
He's not a dog man. Dog men are scarier than Warren.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Are you like this all the time, or only? Because I don't think it's a full moon.
I'm just kind of generally like this. When there's
He
like
won't change back.
I can't.
I've asked him about it.
It's not that I do out of principle. My family thinks I do this out of protest because I have less than favorable things to say about humans. And it's not the case. This is just kind of how it's always been. Once specific moons make me turn into a larger wolf, I just get hairier and bigger.
Oh.
And
the blood moon or something like that, it turns him into a larger werewolf.
Yeah. 3 days a month, I'm not a lot of fun to be around either.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Warren?
Yeah, he made the same joke about me having my period.
That's fun. Yeah, that's fun. It's fun. That's a fun thing.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you for answering questions about that. I appreciate you sharing your experience.
I'm happy to share knowledge. I mean, especially from hell,
Yeah.
They say you die again when people forget your name. So you just say Warren Talbot told me this, and then I'm not really dead.
Okay.
Just remember me.
Yeah. I'll try. It depends on which of us dies first. I don't know. Okay. This is not, I do like, hell is okay. Hell is not that, I mean.
Considering.
Comparatively.
Yeah.
It's been a lot nicer down here lately. Yeah.
That's good.
Weird. I don't want to jinx it, but here we are.
Yeah, knock on.
Brimstone.
Yeah, knock on brimstone, right. Do you see me searching for it?
Yeah.
You found it, thank you.
So Sarah, you host Eroticasaurus, which is one of my favorite podcasts because it's so absurd and you take the readings very seriously.
It's wonderful.
Tell the folks at home what it is, and we'll get to what you were doing today.
So we've been doing this podcast for about a year. We're on the Slash and Cast network, horror network, and we read. My co-host Josh and I read, or whoever is on the show. We read horror and monster and non-living normal things.
Right.
Erotica. So like M&Ms and the Mothman.
Like jet planes.
Jet planes, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
We read the erotica, and we do take it seriously because people have written it in a way that they want people to. We read it in the spirit with which it was intended, but then we also talk a lot about our own sexual adventures, and it's fun, and it's crazy, and it's wild, and sometimes sometimes Frankenstein pounds your butt. He just does.
Sometimes, yes. Well, we love sexual adventure, so at least I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I brought my sexy bed.
It's a very red room there.
It kind of reminds
cozy.
me of the room in Bram Stoker's Dracula when all the vampire brides
Oh yeah, that's what that looks like. That's sheesh.
I feel
It's the same one. It's the same one.
That was
I've just had it steam clean.
Speaking of erotic adventures, woo!
Wowie, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to get through this because I got some people banging down the door. If you know what I'm talking about. It's after midnight, right? I'm turned into a pumpkin.
Oh, that's fine.
Hey,
I
Chuck
can still
Tingle
get
wrote
down.
about it.
I can get down with a pumpkin.
Is it okay if I do a little? I share a little bit of my podcast with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, please. It is the. Vincent Welles don't listen to many podcasts. Eroticasaurus is like one of the only ones.
What's the number one podcast in hell?
Eroticasaurus.
Oh wow! I'm gonna put that on.
Eroticasaurus. I think unless we're podcasts, are we a podcast? We're not.
I think so.
We're nothing.
I don't know what we are, but
we don't even know what we
actually
are.
The number one podcast in hell. I'm looking at the stats right now. It's Joe Rogan.
I was gonna say Joe Rogan, but maybe.
Well, I mean, Eroticasaurus in a good way.
In a good way, yeah. For like.
But not in a good way, Joe Rogan.
Right. I'm okay to be number two. I'll be number two to Joe Rogan in hell. That's totally fine.
I feel like
it was fun to watch him smoke marijuana with Elon Musk, but I didn't feel the same as the Poltergeist movies did. Parents in Poltergeist movies.
Yeah, because it didn't develop their relationship. They just got high.
Yeah, it just certainly made me not like Elon Musk more. I don't know why. There's some people that I just. Maybe I've smoked weed with people before that I don't like, but there's some people that like.
I'm sure
they're
we
just
have.
Obnoxious when they smoke weed, and I'm like, why?
I mean, we've smoked weed together.
Yeah, we have. But you know, I would hope I don't look like Elon Musk while smoking weed.
Yeah, they call it the devil's lettuce.
They do.
They do. I bet the weed is pretty good now.
Well, the weed is like it looks really good, and then you hold it up to smoke it, and it disappears. So you never really get. It depends on your level in hell. Like you got to be in with the big guy to get the good stuff.
We're not there. Maybe he is. I'm not.
Me, no.
Yeah, the devil has like a big jewel the size of like a clarinet, right?
That's the size of it. That's about the size of it.
He's got like carbs on it, kind of like a recorder, and everyone.
Yeah, I get like hell dirt weed. I get it, I get bags. I get bags from Cerberus.
I get the stuff they spray. I get the stuff they spray with pesticides.
Oh,
so it's just
no!
Like bad, not good.
How would you even know? How would you know what's sprayed and what's not sprayed?
How would you know, Warren?
I don't know. I'm just, I used to get shitty weed early days, and I know what shitty weed is. I feel like that makes me judge on shitty weed.
In hell, all we smoke is shitty weed.
It's garbage.
It's sad. It's sad, Sarah. Please.
I'm sorry. I didn't bring any. All right. So let's play a little game. Okay, would that help? All right. I'd like to play a little game. So we're gonna do a little bit of a. I don't know. You guys, since Eroticasaurus is like the number one podcast now, you guys probably know all this. But I'm gonna ask you a couple of trivia questions about some of the readings we've done in past episodes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is going to be so easy. In the most recent episode, it was called The Priestesses of Northshire Abbey, Chapter 1, which is World of Warcraft erotica. The author describes the female character's primary sex organs as the following: A, wet sex; B, turgid wet pleasure button; C, gooey sex tunnel; or D, all of the above.
I'm gonna go with.
Do you want me to read them again?
I'm with D. I'm learning with D. I was thinking maybe just turgid, but
I like B.
D is my favorite. Sounds like a trick.
B is so Warren, you're going with turgid wet pleasure button?
Yes.
And Vincent, you're going with all of the above.
I think it's all of them.
They're all so beautiful. How can you choose, right?
Yes.
The answer is D. All of the above.
I would have gone with
Throughout.
I win.
Yeah. That's the thing. The thing about sometimes they don't. It's like you could just use one. You could just call it wet sex the whole time, and we'd be fine. But they like to be, you just want to use this language. So let me read a little. I'll read you the actual. I'll read you the section that this comes from. This is the priestesses of Northshire Abbey, chapter 1. When she came to her senses, this is after the lead character has masturbated herself into and then passed out.
Right.
When she came to her senses, the forest was again filled with the sounds of sex. What we're here for, right? She risked one last glance and saw that Drusilla was on her back again, and the lumberjack was fucking her gooey sex tunnel. For all he was, Drusilla was smiling up at him, using that sultry voice of hers to urge him on. So that was just one example of the examples.
gooey sex tunnel.
That is my favorite.
Sex tunnel.
Gooey sex. See, I didn't.
Lumberjacks. Ooh.
That could be it, but because I figured turgid love button is something that's so specific that there's no way it doesn't exist. It has to exist. Gooey sex tunnel, I was a little surprised with, but I accept it.
Yeah.
I am going to actively try and use the word turgid. Turgid. I'm going to actively try and use it in my daily life.
Lots of things can be turgid. Yeah. Especially in hell. Especially in hell.
It's a fascinating word.
Yes. The mind flayers can be turgid. There.
Yes, they can.
The mind flayers. The guys they go in your brain.
They fray your mind.
Right. Yeah. Question 2.
Yes.
We're gonna go into Last Halloween, and the title of the story that this comes from is James T. Kirk X Freddy Krueger, not plus, not ampersand, not and, but X. So they're multiplying each other.
So it's like, oh, okay. I thought it was like a fashion collab.
Oh, maybe.
So it's
like
like William Shatner times Freddy Krueger equals
a really good fucking time.
Fucking awesomeness.
All right, I'm gonna read a passage, and you guys are gonna help me finish it. Okay. Kirk had fallen asleep after a blissful orgy with the Orion slave girls. The boiler room appeared again, fire surrounding him as Freddy Krueger showed up, belly swollen with bane.
Oh.
Kirk, I'm pregnant. No, you're not, Kirk protested, and A, dropped his pants to reveal tentacles instead of a dick. B, tossed an x-ray onto an x-ray viewer to show that it was he, Kirk, who was in fact pregnant. C, opened his mouth and swallowed Freddy down his gullet. Or D, pressed a button to open a hatch, releasing more horny Orion slave girls. What do we think, guys? What do we think?
I'm gonna go.
Those are quite fantastic.
I'm gonna go with A.
I
think what was the he eats him?
I'll read them again. So this is Warren's choices. Drops his pants to reveal tentacles instead of dick. Tossed an x-ray onto an x-ray viewer to show that it was he, in fact, who was pregnant. C, opened his mouth and swallowed Freddy down his gullet. Or D, pressed a button to open a hatch, releasing more horny Orion slave girls.
I think that William Shatner ate Freddy.
Okay, you think and Warren, you think it was
A.
tentacles instead of dick?
Yeah.
That's a good choice, but
you feel like it's more.
I feel like I'm on the right track.
Okay. Well, the answer is C. He opened his mouth and swallowed Freddy down his gullet. You're correct again, Vincent.
You see, I'm a super fan. I'm a super fan, and plus I know all the horrifying truths. I know the most horrifying truths.
That is the proper response to someone telling you they're pregnant.
You just open your mouth and you eat them. Oh, that is incredible.
Yeah. I have a short excerpt from this story that has nothing to do with any of these things. I just liked it, so I'm going to read it if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Enough foreplay, Freddy said, pulling his pants down and turning around. Boldly go where no man has gone before. But I'm not doing a voice. Enough foreplay. That's what he sounds like, right? He's down there. He could probably. Freddy said, pulling his pants down and turning around. Boldly go where no man has gone before. Kirk, being faced with a black hole, had no other choice but to stick his dick in it.
Whoa.
Romance.
And
that's quite romantic, yes.
True to their characters.
Yeah, they stay very true to William Shatner.
It is Star Trek canon that this happened.
Of course. And Nightmare on Elm Street, I would assume.
Yeah.
Early holodecks were probably just like nightmare machines for manifestation. Just like stuff that you thought that you'd never want to live through. People were just like, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, let's go. So yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street 5 is the dream child.
It is.
And he doesn't get pregnant, but...
Although, that would be a great poster. Like, they really missed an opportunity to have a pregnant Freddy.
Yes, he haunts a fetus's dreams in that one. Terrifying.
We should. That's also a good classic we should bring up. Question 3. I'm just gonna chug through these.
Chug along.
This is a fun one. All right, this is kind of a long. I got a lot to read for this one, but it's good. The title of this story is called Wait, and that means nothing. It has nothing to do with the story at all. So don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna read an excerpt, and you guys are gonna help me finish it. This is dialogue. I hope you are nice. I was abandoned here by my mistress. Are you sure she won't come back to fetch you? Positive. She released me from my vows. Go live or die as you see fit, here alone in this cave, were her words. She sounds like a real bitch. Why don't you come back to my place with me and we'll talk? Sounds good. I slowly walked out of the cave and back towards my house. Once we got into the light, I could see that her entire body was A, covered in bat guano. She was a Batwoman. B, made entirely of stone. She was a giant gargoyle. C, comprised of several rats. She was a rat queen. Or D, patterned like a cheetah. She was a cat-human hybrid. What do we think, guys?
Cat-human hybrid.
Rat king or queen.
We've got a cat.
Cat versus rat.
Very interesting.
You would go for a rat, Vincent. You would go.
Yes, rat. I would.
Yes.
Could you imagine fucking a rat queen? That's amazing.
Listen. I'm Vincent Welles.
You've done it all.
Who's to say?
If I had $1 for every rat queen that I fucked, I'd have $3.
Ew! That's so many dollars.
Oh, it was the same one 3 times, and then we broke.
I'm sorry that you guys broke up.
That's all right.
Okay. The answer is B, made entirely of stone. She was a giant gargoyle.
Okay.
So
that was going to be my second guess.
Yeah. So this is the story. This is the story of a man who finds a giant, 10-foot tall, 700-pound stone woman in a cave and brings her back to his house.
To fuck it.
To fuck, which is great. I have a little chunk of the story, if I may.
Please.
I
must know.
There are no questions about this one. This is just fun. This is just a really good time. Now, everybody, if you're alone, feel free to take your pants off before I do this, because this is real sexy.
I know, already off.
Okay, good. Her roar this time was unrestrainedly loud. I understood why she had warned me. Hearing her enjoyment made me squirt my sperm into her. Once I finished squirting, I pulled out and lay next to her after she had closed her legs, leaving space for me. I liked that, Zane. Can we do it more often? I can probably manage twice a week. Fair enough. Now what? Now I am ready to doze off. So, if you can face away from me, I can hold you from behind while I do so. She did so, and I did. And yes, we do have sex twice a week.
Oh! And they lived happily ever after.
Oh, yeah.
Only twice a week, though. I guess that's okay.
I mean, this sounds exactly like what I imagine the guys from, like, the King of Queens sound like in their head. Like Kevin James, his relationship with Leah Remini in that show is, I get to squirt in you, and then we go to sleep. We do it twice a week. Okay. Like, that's, like, all of those 90s dudes who are, like, slobs and their wives are, like, written to be magically, like, taking care of everything. This is their train of thought. Yeah.
If I was to find a magical creature in a cave, I would expect more sex.
Right?
It's a magical cave creature.
Yeah. But
Twice a week? I don't know.
I guess.
I'd take her back to the cave.
Take her back to the cave.
No, I'm kidding. It's fine. She's nice. I'm sure she's nice.
Yeah, you squirt your sperm in her, and she's made of stone, so it's you.
I don't know if she wouldn't have stone babies. I don't think.
And they'd be like half human, half stone. So just like firm, really firm.
Yeah, little golems.
Yeah, little golems.
Little gargoyles.
That sounds adorable.
Yeah, little tails.
That's adorable. They could sit on a church.
Yeah.
And look down.
You come home and all your kids are on the roof, just like staring at you.
That's how it would be if you lived with a golem lady.
I have one last. Oh no, I don't have two more. Oh my god, I have so many. All right, we got to get to question 4. This is a lot of reading. So early on in this is last year, we had an episode called Santa versus the Tentacle Monster, which is kind of one of my favorite stories. I like it very much.
I remember that one. It was a good one.
A holiday favorite.
A holiday favorite. So I'm going to read an excerpt from this, and you guys are going to, and then we're just going to have a question. This is a little bit of a long one, but it's sexy, sort of. Anyway, here we go. Santa versus the Tentacle. Remember, it's Santa. This is the North Pole. A quick analysis of the cum oozing out of the girl at the lab quickly helped them identify what they were dealing with. And knowing what they were dealing with, they could stop it. I thought these things were native to Japan. Sometimes you hear about them turning up in California, but never up this way. Yeah, I didn't think the guys could get this far north, but here it is. Maybe it came in with a shipment of parts from China. These things can be hard to spot when they're young. We've got to look into that later, but for now we need to deal with this one, Santa. Indeed. What do you have for me, Matt? Well, the head elf of the North Pole Medical Department held up a small, colorfully decorated box. This is a bomb. Not very powerful, certainly not enough to injure anybody, but powerful enough to send a powder we've packed into it, spreading everywhere around it. If they get a few good lungs full of this stuff, it'll start neutralizing the effect of the monster's cum has over them. The monster isn't going to like it very much himself, and it might get him out into the open. We're going to need you to drop these from your sleigh while we go into the sewers and access the tunnels from under the North Pole to use more of this stuff to flush him out. Now, I bet you're wondering what the fuck is happening in this story, but it's very sexy. The question is, what was in the little box? Was it A, fine ground, weaponized wasabi, B, freeze-dried Santa cum, C, pumpkin spice lube, or D, blessed salt and pepper.
Nothing is as it seems, and if there's one thing I know, I have a terrible stoner brain. So I'm going to go with B.
You know what? That's what I was thinking too. I'm with Warren on this one.
Okay, so we're fighting a tentacle monster that is fucking all the elves in the North Pole with freeze-dried Santa cum.
Well, wasabi, I don't know. He wouldn't like wasabi.
Pumpkin spice lube.
Spice lube, and it's not Christmassy.
No, it's the season before.
So do you just have a lot left over and you want to get rid of it?
Hey, that's kind of how Starbucks works.
Should we go pumpkin spice? Should we change our vote to pumpkin spice?
You can vote for different things.
I'm gonna keep it at B.
Well, I have to vote with Warren. I'm gonna say pumpkin spice. I'm not going with Warren. I quit. Pumpkin spice.
The answer is fine ground weaponized wasabi.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. What?
No, but freeze-dried Santa cum has a lot of uses. You just can't kill a tentacle monster with it.
It'd be fun if you could.
Well, we've met Santa Claus on the show, so.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't know he freeze-dried his cum.
We got to talk to him.
We'll have to have him back on and ask him about this.
Ask him about it.
Questions about his semen.
That was a fun story because it was mostly like an action movie, and they are making an action movie with Santa. I don't know if you saw it, but it looks
The Fat Man, that one?
insane. Yeah.
It looks excellent, yes.
Yeah. So you'll definitely get that in hell.
I think that it's exciting to think of like the tunnels under the North Pole. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And all the elf dorms where they're all like sexy elves.
Sexy. A panty raid in the elf dorm.
And all you hear is just like the dingling bells.
Yeah. All elves have dingling bells on their underwear.
All right, I got one last question. This is a special one.
Here, hold on 1 second. I gotta do something. And my teeth are loose. They're not real though. Just gotta get. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah. That's
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Old folks must get really turned on by putting dentures in because it's kind of satisfying.
Is it?
When it sticks and you're like, oh, this isn't going anywhere.
Bet that's a little erotic.
Yeah, well, that's my Eroticasaurus. Just denture cum. All right, let's go.
Okay, all right, great.
Denture
we got one last question, real quick. This is from a story called Date with the Devil. So you guys should already know what this is. I'm going to read an excerpt and you guys are going to help me finish it. I reached out to touch first. Oh, by the way, I should give you a little bit of backstory. This woman was having sex in a church and she fell through some stairs and died and went to hell. And now she's fucking Satan, who has 2 dicks on the front of
Oh,
him.
yes.
Hey.
Okay.
Only 2.
I reached out to touch. First one, then the other. His skin was so hot, it nearly burned. The thrill of it coursed through me as I held them both, one in each hand, stroking their hot flesh. The juice from my pussy gushed and ran down my thighs. I moaned and rocked my body, pressing my tits against his double cock. Then, out of nowhere came A horde of sex minions. B, naked Jesus with a raging boner. C, a third dick at the end of his tail. Or D, a whole lot of paperwork.
That's what I was saying. More than 2 dicks, I think he has.
Yeah.
I'm going for tail
two.
dick. Jesus sounds fun, but I think I'm going to go with tail dick.
You're going to go with tail dick?
Yeah, I want to believe he's got a tail dick. You see, the thing is, I don't think anyone really knows the truth about hell and that there is quite a bit of paperwork. I feel like that's a deep cut. And if that person did know, they wouldn't joke about it because it's a real.
Because it is awful.
It's real bad. There's a lot of paperwork. all the time. I'm gonna go with he's got the third dick. I agree. I like the third dick, but I think I'm gonna go with Jesus.
Okay, so Warren's gonna say that naked Jesus has a turgid, curvy boner.
Yes.
And Vincent says a third dick at the end of his tail. The answer is a third dick at the end of his tail.
All right.
See, I know he's got more than one. I think he's got a couple more than that.
You think?
Of course. It's
I
like
win! What do I win?
you called it early too. Like you were like, no, that's not enough dicks.
I did. As soon as he said only two, I was
It's like that doesn't seem like enough.
Has more dicks than that. I
Not
know
for him,
for a
no.
fact.
I bet he has. I bet down his back, he's got dicks just down his spine. So he looks like a
He's the
dinosaur.
Dark Lord. I think he has dicks wherever he wants dicks.
He's got dicks in every area code. Just
Anywhere he wants one,
anywhere he wants.
he's got it.
Bless.
Well, that was quite erotic.
It was great fun. Yes.
And such is your podcast, Eroticasaurus, erotic and fun, and everyone should check it out.
Yes. Before you go,
Yeah.
one more question.
Yes, one more question.
How do you want this to end?
Yeah, like if you were going to die, say, right now, is there a sexy way that you could think of to die? Or just how would you prefer to die?
Oh, yeah. So I die at the end.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to kill you.
We're not going to kill you. I mean, how would you want to? It's a hypothetical question.
I think that people above me are fucking really, really hard. And
it
that-
just caves in.
And it caves in, yeah.
Just like a
I like it.
heart-shaped bed falls down right on top of you.
Yeah.
The end.
He drowns in a champagne-shaped jacuzzi.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us, Sarah from Eroticasaurus. We
Thank you,
love
Sarah.
having you. We love the Red Room.
Thank
Please.
you very much.
When the Dark Portal opens again, do join us.
I will. Yeah, there's people are getting railed above me. It's incroyable.
Oh boy.
Well, more power to them.
Yeah, right.
I wish.
Wow.
I'd be
That
careful.
is.
Just watch out. Don't let
Yeah,
that.
things are starting to crack. I'm gonna try to run up there.
Yeah, get
I'm just gonna
involved.
pop up there.
Just like the pizza, just be like, I'm the pizza guy.
Yeah,
I
just
got,
not.
I got extra pepperoni.
Yeah, I got
Or,
extra.
I'm here to fix your cable.
You got a turgid love button. I think one of my favorite stories that she read is about, and I think it's in the first episode, but I still think about it. It's about this centaur or minotaur that like can't jerk off because it can't reach its dick.
Yeah.
And so it just smacks
Oh, she
itself.
left. She left.
Oh no!